till the number range. Okay, till the document type and number range we have given the number range, and the transaction code we have gone through, it is FBN1. And in the FBN1, after giving the company code Ericsson, which is our company code, so just go to the interval, go to the change interval and add interval. So we have just given the number as 01, then the year end interval we have just given. So going forward, any document will be posted by us. So the system will just give us the document between this range and starting from the 1, and the last would be 100,000. Now, in the next step, we have discussed about the field status variant. So we have the variant, then group, and after that we have the field, which will have the different status: required, suppressed, or optional. And what would be the impact? So if we just give the status for any field as required, that will become mandatory. That field will become mandatory at 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 which stage? At the time of posting the data, at the time of entering that transaction. So that field will become mandatory. So if you want to have a control over the end user, they will not leave any field which is important for the management, so or which is important for the report. So we will just make that field as a mandatory. So as mandatory field, so at the time of posting the data, they have to just, user has to give the information for that mandatory field also. And again, at the same time, if you want any field to be hidden, you don't want the system to show that field at the time of entering the data, so you can just give the status as suppress, so that will not be shown by the system. Now, for example, if I want to just give the information for my field status variant, or I want to create my own variant. So I have two ways to do it. So I can just go through the transaction code OBC4, which is not mentioned in this practice material. So you can just note down this transaction code, and you can just write it down on your notes also. So I have used a transaction code OBC4. The transaction code is OBC4. So just press enter button. So there are two ways to do it. One, you can just create the new one. Another, you can just copy from the existing. So what's the difference between the two? I'll just share with you. You can just see these are the 153 field status variant we have already in the system. So we have this one, we have the default. 0001 is the default, which you will find in every system. So this is given by the SAP. So for example, I want to create a variant for my company code. So in place of, you can just see there is a new entry button also, but in place of just creating the new entry or new variant, I want to just copy the variant, and that variant information which I am just copying. So I am just copying that variant information from this variant. So my reference field status variant is this one, and the new one for which I will be giving some code right now. So here I will just select 0001. I will just select 0001 variant and then click on copy. Here you can just see we have copy as button. Click on copy as button. Now, what is the name you want to give for your variant? Let's suppose it is FSCR. FSCR, and it is for the variant. This is for the variant for Ericsson. Now press enter button. So this variant, when we just press enter button, system will just give you a message that if you want to copy the dependent entries also, because when we are just try to copy the variant, the information from 0001 to FSER, it is saying that 0001 is also having some dependent information or some dependent entries. So if you want to copy them also, yes, we want to copy them also. So just click on copy all. Click on copy all. So when you just click on copy all, so you can just see those dependent entries. How you can just see? I'll just show you. you can just see it is saying that there are 41 dependent entries you have copied, and these 41 dependent entries are now part of this FSER. So how you can just view them? So first you just save it. So it is asking for any request number. So let it be the request number we have F5, and this is for the Ericsson, a new project. Now just save it and save it. Now, if you want to see the dependent entries, so here you can just select this FSER. On the left side, you have field status group. As I just mentioned, or as I just shared with you in the last class, this variant will have the group. So now, for this variant, if you want to find out the group, so just double click on this. So you will find all the 41 dependent entries. So these are the dependent entries. Now, why we have these many number of groups? Because these are according to the type of account we'll be using. So for example, if I'll be using general account, so for that general account I can just attach this field status group. For your GL, you can just attach at the one time you can just attach one field status group only. So if you want to assign G01 and 3, so you cannot assign multiple field status group to the one GL. So you can only assign either 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, which should be which field status group you should assign again depend on the nature of account. For example, if that is the material consumption account, so accordingly you can just assign G03, or the user can assign G003. And if it is the cost account, you can just attach G004. If it is the material account, it is 6. If it is the asset, if it is the scrapping, if it is the receivable, clearing, so accordingly we have multiple group and we can just attach the relevant account. So here it is the scrapping. So for example, if I want to use the G001 for some of the GL which I will be creating. Now in this G01 we will have some field which have been given by the system as suppress, which have been given by the system as suppress, required, or option. So if I want to see them, so what you can do, you can just go to any group. You can go to the any group. So the system will just show you the fields and the system is having for that group. For example, I'll just double click on the G001. So just double click on this. So it will just show you the information and the fields. The system has just managed under the different categories. We have the general data, we have the additional account assignment, material management, payment transaction, asset accounting, and so on. So let's suppose I want to find out the data under the I want to find out the field under the general data. So for that I'll just double click on the general data, and here you can just see we have the field assignment number, text, invoice, hedging. So you can just see most of the fields have been given by the system as suppressed, which means that you will not be able to see them at the time of making the entry. At the time of posting the entry, the user will not be able to see. If you want to see them, so what you can do, you can just make them optional. You can just make them optional, and if you want to make them mandatory, so you can just click on the redo button, mandatory. For example, I want to give the text field as a mandatory. Give the text field as mandatory. I will just change the setting from the optional to the mandatory or required entry. So just go back, and same thing you want to do for the next set, that is the additional account assignment. Here again I will have multiple fields, and most of the fields have been maintained by the system as suppressed. So here you can just see for these two fields we have the status as required. One is the business area, another is the profit center. So we have not worked on the profit center right now. So for that reason, what I can do, I can just make this field as suppress. I don't want to I don't want the system to show me this field. So only field I will have it is the business area. That will be the mandatory field. So just click on save option. Just click on save option. So this rule I have maintained under which group? Under the group G001. To which GL I will just attach this G001 at the time of posting the entry for that particular GL. So system will just show us the same rule. System will follow the same rule. Okay, so that is the copy option we have taken. Now for example, I want to create altogether a new field status group. So for that, again just click on the new entry, give the name. Let's suppose Ericsson I have just given. It can be given into up to 4 character, could be alphanumeric. So this is, let's suppose, field status group, field status variant for Ericsson, and then click on save option. Now why we just choose in the real time, we just copy from the existing variant, that is the 0001. Why we just choose the copy option? Why don't we go for the new? Because here you will just find, when if we just go through, or if we just create the new one, so we will not find any new groups, will not find any group. So these groups we need to add, each and every group. That may take some time also. So for example, I have just given the group as 1, so that is for my GL account or general account, 2 for my vendor account, 3 for my clearing or customer account. So let's suppose these are the 3 groups I have created. Now I have gone to the general account field status group. So what you will find? You will find the status for all the field. All the field you can, whether it is these are the field part of general data, additional account assignment, material management, you will find the status for all the field as optional, which means that system will just show you 140 fields. 140 field will be shown by system where if you just attach this group. Okay, so and if you just create the variant in this fashion, so you can just see all the field will be shown by system. So that would be very difficult for a user to give the information, because these are the high number of fields which will be shown by a system, whether these fields are relevant to him or not, but system will just show you. So that is the reason what we need to do. Or actually here you can just see the suppress field, no the status for the field, the fields have not been given as suppressed, meaning that the system will just display all these fields. So that is the reason we just choose the copy option rather than just creating the new one. Okay, because if you go to this group also, so you will find the same result. So you will find all the field, whether I just click on foreign management option, so the status you will find optional only, so no field will be given by the system. Okay, so that is the reason we just go for G 0001. Why? Because in that option, first of all, we will be having the ready field status group, and most of the fields have been decided or have been controlled or have been given by the system as suppress recorder option. So if any particular field is not given, so that we can just change, that we can just give. But in this way, you can just see we have to just do from the scratch. We have to just manage every field from the beginning. Okay, so that is and it is very time taking. So that is the reason we just go for the earlier option, that is the copy option. Now for example, we have the field set as now variant we have, so that we can just copy to the company code. For that we have the next step, it is the 6.2, sorry, and the transaction code is given. If it is not given, yeah, it is given. So it is OBC5. So I can just enter this transaction code OBC5. Press enter button. Press enter button. So here you can just see, sometime if you will just come across this message that some user has just locked the screen. So again, I have just shared with you. We can just go with SM12, enter the username, and if there are some rows, we can just delete those rows. For example, we have one row, we can delete it. Yes. Now again, you will just go to OBC4, OBC5, sorry, and just assign for Ericsson. You can just assign FSER, FSER, and save the information. Now the next option, we have the tolerance group. So here it is saying that Uh, what do you mean by tolerance group? Actually, tolerance group in the real time, we don't use this tolerance group very often because these are something which are controlled by the basis consultant who would be entering which or who would be entering a document up to how much amount. So that is something which is controlled by the SAP basis consultant. Why we have this thing in our project? Because we don't have the basis consultant. So this is the thing we have to do ourselves only. So here actually we as a SAP FI consultant we should know there are three types of tolerance groups we have. What are the three types of tolerance groups? So that we should know. So we have first we have tolerance group, and what is the use, what is the relevance of our tolerance group? I'll just share with you. So first we have the GL tolerance group, GL tolerance group. Second we have vendor customer tolerance group, vendor customer tolerance group, and third we have employee tolerance group, employee tolerance group. Just a minute, I'm just coming. Okay, fine. So, what do you mean by the tolerance group? Actually, tolerance means how much posting power you want to give to some user. How much posting power you want to give to some user. So it is also this can also be happen. This can also happen that let's suppose if to any user you have given the posting power for posting the entry in the GL. At the same time, that user is not having the posting power for making the entry for your customer and vendor, and the same person is not authorized to post any entry in the MMSD also. Why? Because the relevant posting powers have not been given to them. So this is controlled by the tolerance group. So tolerance means how much the system will just tolerate a user at the time of posting or at the time of accepting the entry. So here we have these tolerance group, and for this we have the relevant steps also. So first it is saying that you need to just define the tolerance group for GL, then you need to just define the tolerance group for your employee, and the third you need to just assign the tolerance group to the user ID or to the employee ID. So what about the tolerance group for the vendor customer? So that we'll be doing at the time of doing the account payable. So here, the next part would be GL, so we'll be giving the tolerance group for the GL and employee, and we'll just assign it to the user ID. So for that, we have three steps: 7.1, 2, and 3. So the T codes have not been given, so you can just note down the T code. So first, for the step number 7.1, we have the T code. It is OBA0. Transaction code is OBA0. For the 7.2, we have T code, it is OBA4, and for the assignment we have T code 7.3 OB57. So these are the three T codes you can just note down because these have not been given in the test material. Only path has been given, so you can just note down these T codes also. Now if we just go through these T codes, so just go to the OBA0, press enter button. Now here just click on the new entry. Click on the new entry. So what is your company code? So your company code is Ericsson, ERIC, and the tolerance group is AVP. AVP. So for this tolerance group, we can just mention the posting power. We can just define the posting power, and that posting power will be defining in the next step. But for this, we can just give the tolerance group name. So this is the tolerance group we have for all the AVP employees. All the AVP employees, or here we have for AVP employee. Click on save option and go for the next next step, that is the define the tolerance group for the employee, and the transaction code is OBA4. So how much a user can post, or this AVP employee can post, so that posting power, that amount limit, that discount limit, so that you can just mention that clearance limit you can just mention. So again, just click on the new entry. So here you can just see this is the FI tolerance group for the user. So just click on this. So which group you have selected? AVP. Which company code you have selected? Let it be Ericsson. And what should be the document posting power to post a document? It is, let's suppose, 9999, and this is for your vendor document and clearing document, vendor clearing document. Then you have the cash discount, how much a user can give the discount, let's suppose 3%, and if he crosses 3% cash discount at the time of posting the entry, so system will just prohibit him. System will not allow him to give the cash discount more than 3%. Why? Because 3% is the limit in his posting power. Now you can just assign this tolerance group to the user with the help of transaction code OB57. Transaction code is OB57, and click on position. Go for your user ID. So for example, I am using my user ID Jitesh Pantu. So for example, if you are using the user ID, it is user FICO 21 31 41 51. So that user ID you can just mention here, user FICO 27 or 22, and with that you can just assign the tolerance group and then click on save option. Click on save option. So like I have just mentioned the tolerance group with some ID, so it can also be blank. It can also be blank. So if you want to just keep here blank, then the first two steps which you have done, so that should also have the blank tolerance group. That should also have the blank tolerance group. What do you mean by this? For example, again, if we just I will just take you to the step number 7.1. It is OBA 0. So for example, I have just created a company, and this company is Ericsson with the tolerance group blank. So this is the blank tolerance group which is applicable to all the employees. Which is applicable to all the employees. Click on save. And in this blank tolerance group, what I want to mention, I just want to mention, just click on new entry. So now this group will be blank, and my company code is Ericsson. So here, let's suppose this is the posting power I want to mention. Click on save option. And finally, you don't need to assign it. Why? Because it is already blank. So here, let's suppose if you go with the third step, and it is OB57. Click on the new entry. So let's suppose this is again FICO user 2. You can just mention blank. You can just mention blank. Automatically you will have the posting power. It is saying that the same key is with this user ID. We have the same key. Let's have some other key. Okay. So let's suppose we have just assigned the blank tolerance group with the user ID user FICO 21 or FICO user 21, whatever. Okay. So with this, we have just completed the step number 7.3. Now we have global parameters. So global parameter is nothing but your information you view with the help of transaction code OBY6. So if you want to go through the path, so the same information you can just find through the path also, it is SPRO. For that you need to just go to the SPRO, then go to the financial accounting global setting and company global, enter the global parameter. So here we can just enter SPRO, then just click on. So it is saying that you need to just go to the first. If I just follow the transaction, if I just follow the path, we need to just go to the financial accounting, then go to the GL accounting global setting, FAGS financial accounting global setting, then go to the company code. Here you can just see enter the global parameter. So you will find the same screen which we have when we use OBY6. So just click on position, go for your company code Ericsson, and then go to the detail button. So here it will just show you that we have now assigned the field status group also along with the posting period variant and fiscal year variant and chart of account. Okay. So now what we can do next. So here let's suppose we can just select the checkbox business area financial statement, which means that if I have maintained the business area, then along with the company code and the financial statement, if I want to make according to my company code, so I want to just manage, or I want to just maintain my balance sheet, my profit and loss, or my financial statement according to my business area. So for that you can just select this checkbox. If you have maintained your business area and you want to also maintain your financial statement according to business area, so you can just select this checkbox. Then we have the next checkbox, propose fiscal year, which means that if you have just select this checkbox, then 2016 will become your proposed fiscal year, default fiscal year. So at the time of displaying any data or document in the system, if you want to display any balance for any GL, so you don't need to mention every time I want to see the information for 2016, so that will be given by the system as default. Then on the next checkbox we can just enter define the value date. Now what is the value date? So this is the date from which the system will just calculate your due date, your interest, your depreciation. So that will be calculated by the system from this value date only. So here it is saying that whatever would be my system date, here what should be your value date. So that value date you have to just enter every time when you are just posting the transaction. When you want to just post the transaction, so you have to just mention the value date. But if you want to make it default, so you want the system to just populate this value date automatically. So for that you can just select this checkbox. You can select this checkbox. So in that case, at the time of posting the entry, so the system will not show you, the system will not ask to mention the value date. It will be populated by the system automatically. So from where the system will pick that value date, so system will pick the value date from the system date. So whatever would be your system date, so that will become automatically your value date. If you want to change it, yes, you can just go for the change, but by default it would be system date. Then we have the next option, negative permission posting. So negative postings permission, you can just say permitted. What do you mean by this? Actually in the real time we have two types of reversal. We have standard reversal, we have the negative reversal. So standard reversal, for example, if we make the entry and that entry is wrong, so that entry we have entered as a wrong entry, so we can do the reversal. So we know that one reversal, that is the standard reversal that we just commonly use. So for example, if there is a wrong debit, so the same amount we put it on the opposite side. On the if there is a wrong debit, then the same amount we put it on the credit side. And if there is a wrong credit, then same thing, we just put the same amount on the debit side. So that is the standard reversal. But for this company code, if you want to enable the negative reversal, what the system will do? So here it will accept the negative reversal. What do you mean by negative reversal? So for example, there is a wrong debit of 1000. So what you will do? You will just with the help of this negative reversal, you will have negative 1000. You will have negative 1000 again on the same side. Again on the same side. For the same GL, you will have that amount, but this time it is coming negative. So this is how we can just do the negative reversal. So if you want to validate, if you want to apply, if you want to use that negative reversal also along with the standard reversal, so you can just select this checkbox and then click on save option. Click on save option. Press enter button. So with this, we have just maintained the settings on which we can just start working the GL accounting, account payable, account receivable, and asset accounting. Okay. So this is setting we have maintained for our company code. So with this, we have just finished the basic setting. I will just send you the material for the GL accounting. And before starting the GL accounting practice material, or we just work on the practice material, so I'll just take you to the theory information what we are now planning to cover in the GL accounting. So I'll just take you through that. So just go to the GL, and here we have. So here you can just see it is saying that we have SAP General Ledger Accounting. So under the SAP FI General Ledger Accounting, what we have, so we'll be maintaining the master data information, we'll be processing the accounting transaction. So after that, we will do the account analysis, we will do the reconciliation also, periodic processing we will be doing, then we will also generate the reports or the reporting we will do. So here it is saying that what we are now going to have in the GL accounting, we'll be creating the master data. So that master data, we have gone through that. These are the two level data we have. One is the one we just maintain at chart of account level, and second we just maintain at company code level. So there are some field you need to just mention when you are just going to create your GL at first level, that is the chart of account, and second level, that is the company code data. Then the information you maintain at your company code at your this for your master data, so that information can be changed, can be blocked, and can be deleted also. Then it is saying that, for example, we have a GL and the name of that GL is, in this example, let's suppose the name of the GL is finished goods. So for that finished goods, what should be your account number, your type of account, if it is a balance sheet account or balance sheet account or profit and loss account, under which account group it is coming. So all that information would be part of your first segment, that is the chart of account segment. Then the second segment will have the information, that is the company code segment, will have the information regarding the currency we will use for this GL, regarding the text setting we will have for this GL, regarding the open item management we will have for this GL. What do you mean by the open item? I'll just take you to while doing the practice. Then posting control, we have the field status, we have sort key we will have. So all that information would be part of your second segment, that is the company code segment. Then here it is saying that you can just block your GL. So due to some security reason or due to some audit request, we need to just block some GL. We need to just block some GL so that nobody can post the transaction. Again, that GL can be blocked for a particular company or for all the company code. So here we have the option for all the company code. You can just go for the blocking at a chart of account level. If for a particular company code, you can just do a blocking for at a company code level blocking you can do. So this blocking and unblocking can be done at any given point of time. At any given point of time, for example, a XGL has been blocked today. So tomorrow you can just unblock it, so that will be ready for the posting. So here it is saying that you can just cancel and just again undo the same thing at any given point of time. Then it is saying that if you want to delete any data in the SAP, so before just a deletion of that GL data, you need to just archive the data, and before archive the data, you need to just mark the GL account for the deletion. So with this mark for the account for the deletion, what the user will have, so at the time of using that particular GL, at the time of posting the entry, so the user will get the alert. The user will get the alert that this GL is under the deletion program, under the deletion stage, so he is not supposed to make any fresh entry. So this is how we can just use the mark for deletion option for the account. So before it is saying that you just want to delete any account, we need to just mark it for the deletion, then specify the record must be archived. Archive means we will just store it in some hard disk, pen drive, or in some CD. So again, we will have two types of record. We have the master data record, transaction data record. So we will archive these two type of record, and then we can just run the deletion program. We can run the deletion program. So that is the master data management we will do. Then we will just processing the transaction. So in the transaction processing, it is saying that we will just go through the JV processing. So general voucher processing, we will just enter. So that will follow the document principle. So what do you mean by document principle? So document principle means the same amount you will have on the both side, on the debit as well as on the credit side. So if the system will find that there is a difference, system will not allow you to post the entry. Then we have the document structure. So here for every document you will find the structure in the form of two segment, or the accounting document structure will have two segments. One is the document header and another is the line item. Just another part would be line item. Then it is saying that in the GL we will be posting the foreign currency document also. We'll be parking the document. We'll be posting the document with reference to some existing data. We'll be reversing the document. What do you mean by the parking? We'll just go through. So here it is saying that let's suppose we have created a GL, and for that GL we need to just make some entry. Now here it is saying that that entry information is complete or not. So if we know that that information is complete, then if the answer is yes, then we can just post that information. So the entry will get posted. So if any entry will get posted, so the GL balance will be changed. The GL balance will be changed, and system will give the document number, and the document number will be given by the system under the internal number range assignment, because we know that there are two types of number range assignment, internal and external. This time system will give you the internal number range assignment. But it is saying that this is possible when you have the complete information, but when you don't have the complete information, or when you are not authorized to post the entry, then in that case what you will do? So you will have a option of parking. You will have a option of parking. So under the parking, again you will get a permanent document number, but your GL balance will not change. Your GL balance will not change. When it will change? When your supervisor or when your approver will approve this entry. Then your GL balance will be changed. Your document number will be same. Then it is saying that again we have the third scenario where we have incomplete information, and we don't want to park it, we want to hold it. Now what's the difference between the holding and parking? So under the holding we will get the external document, and that external document would be your temporary document number, and again this will not change your GL balance. This will not change your GL balance, and the GL balance will only change if you just consider this document holding document for the posting. Your holding document for the posting. So again that holding document can be deleted, parked document can be deleted, but the posted document cannot be deleted. So here it is saying that holding document, under the holding document we have the option of posting, we have the option of parking, we have the option of deletion. And under the parking, we have the option of deletion. If you want to make the changes, yes, we can do it under the holding and parking. But if you want to make the changes under the posting document, no, we cannot do. Why? Because once any document is posted, your GL balance got changed, we can only do the reversal. Any wrong document if you have posted, we can only do the reversal. So this is the difference between the holding, parking and posting. So all these three types of document we will go through while doing the practice. Then we have the accounting document. Under the accounting document we have two segments. We have the header and line item. Under the header information we have the document number, date, company code, currency, and for the line item we have the debit credit information. We have the multiple field. So those field I'll just show you on the screen while we'll be doing the practice. So this would be amount, text, business area, profit center, and so on and so forth. Then it is saying that every document will have two segments, line header and line item, and we will get the document number, and that document number will be depend on your document type. Then it is saying that we will have the in the header area, this is these are the fields you will find. So you will find the document date, posting date, translation date. Translation date we use when we are just posting the foreign currency document. So when we want to take that particular date as a effective date, the system should take the exchange rate from that translation date. So that is the that we just mentioned at the time of posting the foreign currency document. Then the entry date period means month, which period system will just show you. Then the document type, company code, currency, and reference and short text we have in the header area. Then it is saying that posting in the foreign currency, if you are going for the posting currency, so in that case you will find two currency. One, you will find the amount in your local currency, that is called the company code currency. Second, you will find the amount in the currency in which you want to post the document, that is the document currency. For example, your company code currency is USD, but you want to post the document in Canadian dollar or in GBP or in euro. So that currency, that currency, or that currency will be your document currency. That would be a document currency. Now it is saying that whatever the document currency you have entered, so basis on the exchange rate you have mentioned in the exchange rate table, system will just manage the amount in both the currencies, in the local currency, in the foreign currency. How is it? So here it is saying that let's suppose we have maintain exchange rate. It is 3.75 for two currencies, USD and SAR. So USD is my local currency. So here it is saying that if I have mentioned something in SAR currency, it is 3750. Automatically system will just manage that amount in the local currency as 1000. Why? Because in the background we have just mentioned the exchange rate as 3.75. Then we have the holding, parking, and posting that we have discussed. Then we have the reference data. For example, you have already a data in the system. So with the reference to that particular the document, you want to enter some more document. So you can just take the reference, and system will just populate all the information which system has just stored for the document. So that will be given to you for your second document. Again, for that second document, if you want to make some changes, you want to change the amount, date, anything you want to change, so that you can just change, and after that you can just go for the posting. It will just save your time, because otherwise you have to enter the information for each and every field. That is the reason we just go for the reference document. Then we have the reverse document. For example, if you posted something wrong, so if you want to do the reversal, so we can just do the reversal and make a correct entry. Then if you want to go for the mass reversal, so for example, you want to reverse more than one document, so in a single shot system will do the mass reversal. Then it is saying that we will just do the account analysis. We will just see the account balances, line item. We will just see for the multiple GL. Then we will just see the account analysis. If any line item is open, we need to just clear it. If any line item has no line item has not been cleared by system automatically, we can just clear it. So this is how the system will just show you the balance for your GL. For example, the balance will be shown by system according to posting period. So here we have the information for the 5 posting period, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the amount system will just show you on the debit, credit and balance side, and cumulative balance will also be shown by system. So if you just click on the amount, system will just show you the breakup. For example, I have just clicked on the amount, system will just show you the breakup. This is the breakup we have, and the status we will just find. These are called line items. These are called line item, and for the line item we have the status also. We have the park open and cleared. So if any line item is cleared, which means that that got processed. So on that further no steps need to be taken. And if any line item is open, so which means that still to be knocked off. That's still to be knocked off. We need to just work on that line item. Then we will just find the period and processing. So month and processing, we will just see any posting period change we need to do, fiscal year variant we need to just change. Then we need to just clear the open item manually or automatically. We need to just enter the accrual and deferral. So that we will just enter. What do you mean by the accrual and deferral? We'll just see in detail while we'll be just starting the GL accounting practical. Then we'll be having the recurring entry that would be part of your reference data. Then revalue the balance if you are posting something in the foreign currency. So you want to revalue that. Let's suppose we have taken some loan in the foreign currency. If I want to, before closing the books, I want to revalue the balance in the local currency. So that is the thing I will do in the month end or in the year end. Then the reconciliation of the document with the monthly debit and credit, and we will just transfer the balance to the next posting period. Then this is the accrual deferral. This we will just go in detail. Then finally we'll just present the reports. In the report we'll have the financial statement, we'll have the balance sheet, profit and loss, account balances we will have for all the GL. Then the line item will have for the GL, important GL. Then we have the documents we have entered, that list we can just pull out. Then master data list we can just pull out, and that report we can just print, save, and we can just send it to the client also. Okay, so that is the thing we will be doing in the GL accounting. And I will just send you the material for the GL accounting after this class. Okay, any question for today's
No.
session? Just let me know.
No.
Okay. Okay, so with this I will just conclude the class. Okay, and I will just send you the material. Okay.
No, thank you.
Okay, fine. Bye.